What's going on? How y'all doing? Just got the news that Larry King, CNN interviews that on show died. And I used to watch Larry King's show. It was on for 20 plus years on CNN. He would interview everybody. I mean, prominent, no matter who you were, etc., etc. He interviewed folks. I had some very interesting stories. He covered a lot. And he just kind of came to seem like a regular dude, and cats were like cool with him, and that's one thing that I noticed about him. He didn't get on that showbiz air tip. He was in his lane, kid from New York State that went out there, and then he went on to LA and did his thing, but he was on point. He was one of the most as good as interviews as you're gonna see, without him bias, and people were down with him. They were down to sit in his chair and talk with him. And a lot of times when people do interviews, they either tend to overdo it, underdo it, or make it come across contrived. But one thing about with his thing, if you sat and talked to Larry King, he just, they just shot the shot and talked the talk and walked the walk. And I saw a lot of different people who talked to him over the years. And, it was cool to see people like that open and reflective with him, because it's a skill to know how to interview people. Just because you got a microphone, got a name, don't mean you know how to interview people. I've seen some people that supposedly can do it, and they either come across like they trying to get something out of somebody to get that bag and push an agenda. But he was he was cool. He was definitely cool folks with it, and wow, yesterday you lose Hank Aaron, today Larry King, and someone always says in three, so, but this is, he was big time for TV, he was somebody that listened, and he welcomed all different walks on his show. And CNN ain't really the same anymore when you don't see his show on there, because it used to be a fixture. If it was 6 o'clock on the West Coast or 9 o'clock on the East Coast, he was like one of those people you were like, who's he going to interview and how's it going to go and things, and so on and so forth. Because that's what a so-called era of journalists did, And he was good at what he did. He definitely, kept the scene cool and laid back. And there is an art to that, no doubt. So anyway, rest in peace to Larry King. He was 87, and he was definitely an interesting cat, and he was cool for what he did. So prayers and thoughts go out to his family, friends, and fans worldwide. All right, now please subscribe, hit the like, and I welcome thoughts and comments, and I do respond. I appreciate the feedback. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and it's always important to give people their flowers, because you just never know. And this was a cat that was all right. All right, later.